Hello there, friends. Welcome to Storytime Recorded. So I'm excited to share with you and take this opportunity to read a story with you and be able to have it on YouTube and here on Facebook. So what I'm going to do probably for the next couple of weeks, I have some really great, just kind of really short bedtime story kind of storybooks that are single reads and maybe 15 minutes a piece or something like that. So I'm going to do that for the next 3 readings this week, Monday, Friday, and then the one for the following Monday, because I was just picking through some of my books, and there's some really great ones that I'd like to share. Some of them you've heard before, and some of them you may not be familiar with, but I just thought that would be a fun thing to do while I'm trying to decide for the next children's book, a chapter book, that we will read together. So today, I'm going to start off with Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. A great story written by Judith Viorst, illustrated by Ray Cruz. And I think I came across this book when I was in college. I don't remember it before then. And one of the directors there at the college passed this off to me as I was learning about just how some days just stink, and it's the way it is sometimes. So let us begin with Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window, too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said, if I don't get a seat by the window, I am going to be carsick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. And at singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend, and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend, and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone and the ice cream part falls off from the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school my mom took all of us to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to be in Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot, and while we were waiting for my mom to get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and for fighting. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I told everybody. No one even answered. All right, there he is getting scolded by his mom. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. And then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copy machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was as careful as I could be except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad says please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot, and I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad chain pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It's been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. And my mom says some days are like that, even in Australia. Here's the last page with Alexander asleep. I like that story a lot because it's just very true. I'm reminded of that. I'm like, this is just a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. Some days are just like that. The good news is there's always a new day the next day. All right, the next one I'm going to read in our time together is called The Old Man and the Afternoon Cat. This is by Michaela Muntean. I'm going to say that. And the pictures were by Barry Weissman. The Old Man and the Afternoon Cat. Every morning the old man woke up just as the sunlight began peeking through his windows. He heard the birds singing. He felt the gentle breezes blowing. What a lovely way to start the day. Blech, said the old man. He sat up in bed. He hurried to put on his sunglasses and his earmuffs. I hate sunlight, gentle breezes, but most of all, I hate the sound of the birds singing. Then the old man made his favorite breakfast of burnt toast, extra hard-boiled eggs, and a big glass of yucca berry juice to wash it all down. Harump, he said when he was finished. Now it's time for my grumbling exercises. He grumbled as he washed the dishes. He grumbled as he brushed his teeth. He grumbled as he put on his itchiest pair of itchy underwear. Now it may seem to you that there was nothing the old man liked, but that is not true. He liked to sing grumpy songs. His favorite was I Hate Birthdays, which he wrote all by himself. Here is how it goes in case you're ever in a grumpy mood and would like to sing along. I hate birthdays, I hate spring, and I hate almost everything. I can be nasty, mean, and grumpy. I like to sleep on a bed that's lumpy. I'm all alone, there's no one but me, no one that I can think about, no one that I see, no one to ask me, how was your day? I'm all alone and I like it that way. After singing his song, the old man was ready for his After singing his song, the old man was ready for his outdoor grumbling exercises. His neighbors were used to his grumbling. They just smiled and said, "Good day." "Harump," the old man answered, and grumbled all the way to the park. At the park, the old man sat far away from everyone else to read his newspaper. Then he sat very quietly and waited. Now, if you were sitting and waiting as quietly as the old man, you would hear it, a soft pat, 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 followed by a gentle crunch of leaves. And if you were sitting very, very quietly, without a sneeze or a cough or a rustle of a paper, you would hear a soft and tiny purring sound. "Ah," said the old man, "so you are back again." And with that, up jumped the orange and white striped cat. Cats can take a long time to get comfortable sometimes, so the old man waited quietly until the cat had snuggled just right. Then the old man's chin dropped to his chest and he began to snore, and all afternoon they sat together, the old man and the cat, taking their afternoon nap. When the cat woke up and stretched, the old man woke up and stretched too. Then they both went wherever it was they had to go until the next afternoon. But one day something strange happened. The old man waited as quietly as usual. He waited until all the mothers took their babies home. He waited until the man who sells hot dogs and popcorn went home. He waited until the sun went down and the lights of the town winked on in the darkness. Finally, the old man went home. The next day, the same thing happened. "I wonder," said the old man, "what has happened to my afternoon cat?" Then the old man began to worry. He worried so hard that he completely forgot about grumbling. Finally, the old man knew what to do. He drew a picture of the afternoon cat, and this is what it looked like. The old man showed his picture to everyone in the neighborhood. "That's my morning cat," said the grocer. "I give him a fishtail every morning, but I haven't seen him for days." Said the baker. "I can't be sure without my glasses, but I think that's my lunch cat. I give him a saucer of milk every day at noon, but he's been gone for 2 days. The school children knew him too. "That's our afternoon school cat. That's our after-school cat," they cried. "We give him pieces of our leftover lunch." My, said his neighbor, Mrs. McCaddy. "That's my evening cat. I give him a cup of warm milk every night, but I haven't seen him lately. I hope nothing is wrong." "If he's a stray," said the policeman, "he probably was taken to the cat home." The old man ran there as fast as he could. Sure enough, there was the orange and white striped cat, who purred a soft and tiny purr when he saw the old man. The woman in charge gave the cat to the old man. "You will need a tag for him," she said. So the old man waited patiently while the woman made the tag. And it said, "This is not a stray cat. He belongs to the old man, and the old man belongs to him." And with that, the old man and the cat went home. Now, every morning, the old man and his cat visit the grocer. She gives the cat a fishtail while she and the old man have a cup of tea. At noon, they visit the baker, and the old man and the baker share a strawberry tart while the cat has his saucer of milk. Every day after school, the children share their leftover lunches with the cat and toss a ball with the old man. And in the evenings, the old man chats with his neighbor, Mrs. McCaddy, while the cat laps up his cup of warm milk. The old man is so happy that he has almost stopped grumbling completely. Now he only grumbles if he runs out of his favorite cereal, or if he can't find his socks, or if it rains on the day he wanted to go to the zoo. But everyone grumbles about those kinds of things sometimes because they're grumbly things. Why, the old man even wrote a new song. Here's how it goes, in case you're ever in a happy mood. Here is how it goes, in case you are in a very happy mood and would like to sing along. I Like Birthdays by the Old Man. I like birthdays, I like spring, I like almost everything. I like to smile and laugh and giggle, I like to dance and hop and wiggle. There's so many people and places to see. We're very busy, my cat and me. We talk and visit and chat all day. My afternoon cat and I like it that way. Meow. The end. There's actually in this book that they've written out the tune for you if you wanted to sit down and actually literally learn the little song. I confess that I made up that little jingle as I went, and so there you have it. And they even have the I Like Birthday song with the lyrics and the notes at the end there too. Okay, that's all for today. So that was 2 books for you, The Old Man and the Hat by Michaela Muntean, and Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Viorst. 2 great stories of how we get through hard things and enjoy the company of others. All right, well, that's it for story time today. Thanks, guys, for checking in. This will be posted to my regular YouTube page, as it is here on Facebook, too, so you can kind of watch it either place. Have a great rest of your afternoon, and we'll catch you next time. All right, see ya.